everybody. I hope you're all having a good night tonight. Christopher Burke is in the chat. Thank you for the $5 super chat, Christopher. Jacob Miller is here. Nick Prohl is here. If you're in the chats, if you're watching, say hi in the chat. Love to say hi to you. Hope you're having a good night. Tonight we'll be looking at the Clean Slate Act in Illinois. Rashid Tlaib's crash out over the ICE ad, the DHS post, "We'll have our home again," and watching some of the House Democrat hearing in Minneapolis, the shadow hearing as they called it. And then we'll be discussing gerrymandering again, as Virginia has passed a gerrymander today. Rivka, thank you so much. Hello, everybody. Like, subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to the stream. If you haven't already clicked like, click like for me. And I hope everybody has a good night tonight. We'll be having a good stream tonight, hopefully. So I called my internet provider. And tried to get the problem from last week solved. And the lady on technical support did not understand the difference between upload and download speeds. So that is an unfixable problem, unfortunately. Apparently, because the technical support for Xfinity doesn't understand how internet works. Which is hilarious. Anyway, I hope you're all having a good night tonight. I hope everyone is having a great night tonight. Hope everybody had a great week. It was my birthday this week, so I got this hoodie for my birthday from a friend. The Kurt Signetti hoodie. So it's a good week. And then I got this lamp here that is a camera from another friend. It's an old Kodak 35 that's been retrofitted into a lamp. And yeah, it's a super neat little lamp. Yeah. So I hope you're all having a good week. Alrighty, let's get started. Let's get going. Well, the first thing we're going to look at tonight is, oh, that's no good. It shouldn't be like that. Okay. Do you think my hatred of the last 15 years of movies is me being a middle-aged grump, or that we really can't make new good stories? 15 years. Okay. Let's see. 15 years is interesting. Let's look at that, huh? 15 years. That's back to 2010. I mean, in general, they're definitely worse, but there have been some good things, right? Like Whiplash came out in 2014. For the $20 super chat, Jacob Miller. We really appreciate that, man. As always, thank you so much, sir. Um, Whiplash came out in 2014. I don't know. I kind of like that. Let's see. Movies last. Let's go to IMDb, huh? IMDb. Let's look at it, huh? Bum 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 bum. I think this is this year's. Let's try to find it. Let's try to see. What do we think? Cathnot Amnet. Hello, sir. How are you? I hope you're well. Let's see. Last 15 years of movies. Top 250 movies. Let's see. Let's see how long we have to go before we find something in the last 15 years. All right. What's the newest? 08, The Dark Knight. Bogged down with seminary studies. Working on a Saturday. Hey, man, we appreciate it. I mean, Inception is 15 years ago. How do you feel about Inception, Jacob Miller? I like Inception. Interstellar. How do you feel about Interstellar? Bum, bum, bum. Let's see. What else? What else? Is there anything else in here? I mean, yeah, we're getting through a lot here before we're seeing anything good. Love Interstellar. I like Interstellar a lot. It's very, very good. Whiplash. There you go. I called out Whiplash. That's number 40. Whiplash is good. I mean, Infinity War. Doom Part 2 is overrated. Infinity War is overrated. I feel like if we can't finish a story, if it smells like the hero's journey out, dialogue feels like a Reddit page. Inception was good, but the volume of remakes is awful. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's completely true. Right? Yeah, most remakes are terrible. The Dark Knight Rises is pretty good. I think that 72 is too high for The Dark Knight Rises, honestly. Like, what are we doing with Amadeus and Good Will Hunting below The Dark Knight Rises? Got here late. What are we doing? Jacob Miller asked if all movies in the last 15 years suck, and we're trying to figure it out. That is what we're doing. That is what we're doing. Your Name. What is this? I've never even heard of this. Mako Shinki. Visionary director of Distant Stars and Centimeters Per Second. Never heard of either of those. That's crazy. Oh, okay, we're back. We're back. All good. Raymond Dockcoin, thank you so much. Super generous. I enjoyed your recent chat with Connor Tomlinson and Brian Holdsworth. Best of luck building the channel. Christus Rex Ace. So true. Christ is King. I love the Holdsworth interview. You did Tomlinson. Got to see that. Yeah, Connor Tomlinson is on the channel. I interviewed him. We did it as a collab video, so it's on both of our channels. But you can see that on my channel. Under videos, we talked about politics in the UK. Now, Parasite. Is Parasite good? I've heard good things about Parasite, but I haven't seen it yet. Is Parasite good? How do we end up at 40 again? Huh? Were we all the way down past 70? How do we end up at 40 again? Joker being 87 is kind of surprising for IMDb, honestly. I figured it would be lower, but I do like Joker a lot. I really like Joker. I'm glad you'll check it out. Thank you so much for the compliment. I'm glad you like the channel. We're trying here, huh? Capernaum? I've never heard of Capernaum. What is Capernaum? Crazy. I've never even heard of that. I'm going to say Ghibli's newer movies are probably pretty good, and Leica makes a good... I'm going to assume that's pronounced Leica. Makes good movies, too. Maybe they do. I'm not familiar. Every time I go back, it moves me to, like, the middle top of the list. Eternal Sunshine. Now, that is not the last 15 years, but if you have not seen Eternal Sunshine... Yeah. Eternal Sunshine. Phenomenal movie. We were at, like, Joker, though. Joker's good. I think we're going a lot further in between, like, actually good movies coming out, but I think we're still making good movies, if that makes sense. I hope that distinction makes sense to you guys. Citizen Kane is too low. Citizen Kane should be, like, number 4, honestly. It should be number 1. Citizen Kane is that good. If you've never seen Citizen Kane, I can't recommend it enough. A Separation. I've never even heard of A Separation. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, 1917. Dude, 1917 is phenomenal. And Roger Deakins, my favorite cinematographer, did the cinematography on that movie. Great movie. David Lynch. Which movie did I mention that was David Lynch? Did I mention something by David Lynch? Did I mention a David Lynch movie? I don't remember mentioning a David Lynch movie. 1917 was so good, dude. I really liked it. David Lynch did the better Dune movie. 1984 Dune is better, by the way. Just want to see if he was on the list anywhere. I don't know. Let's see. David Lynch. Man, I'm not seeing anything by Lynch in the last 15 years. Did he just stop making movies? Mulholland Drive, that's a good one. Dude, I think he just stopped making movies. Was Twin Peaks revived in 2017? I do not remember that. That's crazy. I don't remember that. He died like a year ago yesterday. Holy cow. That's crazy. As an extra season into 2017? Yeah, I guess he just didn't make any movies after like 2006, which is wild. I didn't realize he stopped that early. Wolf of Wall Street is not that good. I haven't seen Oppenheimer because I'm really not interested in it, to be honest, as much as I like Nolan. Yeah, a lot of my favorites are like 2000s movies. Like No Country for Old Men is... Gosh, No Country for Old Men is so good. There Will Be Blood was terrible. Cold take. I don't think it was terrible. It wasn't like the best thing ever. But that's just because, like, other than Daniel Day-Lewis, the other acting performances were like, eh. Wind River. Wind River. Wind River. I don't think I've seen this. I've not seen Wind River. I don't want to watch the trailer because we'll get copyright struck and I won't be able to, like, I'll lose all the money, all the revenue from the video. So, I haven't seen Wind River. I'll have to look into it. I'm sure it's good. Um, bum bum bum. Here's another anime movie, the Demon Slayer movie. Apparently that was really good. Inside Out is not a top 250 movie. IMO, the 2000s, our when camera audio quality got super good and we haven't really improved much since then. Okay, now you're going to make me do the whole bit. You're going to make me talk about physical versus digital. Um, I mean, the I don't think that's true, right? I just don't think that's true, right? In the 2000s, digital was worse. Digital has gotten better. What you're observing is the best look of physical and the early good digital sensors. But, like, I mean, here's a cool website. Shot on what? So this website tells you what movies and TV shows are shot on, like what the like actual technical specifications of what they of the equipment that was used. So something like Whiplash. So if we look up Whiplash, so it's a digital cinema camera, so it's shot digitally. It's on an Arri Alexa, so you can see the camera there, and then a Canon EOS 7D, so you can see those, and then you can see the lenses here, and you can see who manufactured those lenses. Yeah, really cool website. You can see the actual distributed aspect ratio, the frame rates, Apple ProRes H.264. And you can see the resolution here. Let's see, film. So we can sort by film, celluloid. So here's a fun fact. The 2017 Transformers movie, because it was shot on IMAX, and IMAX is physical media, is partly shot on physical film, which is really funny. If you don't know that, that is it's partly shot on physical film, and it's partly shot digital, but it is the scene shot on an IMAX camera, shot on physical film. Blade Runner 2049, obviously, it's a 65. It's shot on 65 millimeters, so that's a little smaller than an IMAX, which means that Blade Runner has a higher resolution in the 80s than most modern digital shot movies. So this is why Star Wars could theoretically be upscaled to like 6K because it was shot on physical film. And you can see actually in shot on what, you can see what film stocks they used. So let's see here. Yeah, so you can see that the reason they were able to do a 4K scan of Blade Runner is because it was on physical media. So they shot it on 100T, which is really interesting because that's not as sensitive as you would think it would be. But that means there's a lot of lights being used. The new Blade Runner was shot on an Arri Alexa, I think. So that's a digital movie. The movie's going to be shot on digital film. But yeah, people are still shooting movies on physical film, at least partly. Sometimes they'll shoot them on both, but at least partly, a lot of movies still are shot on physical media, on physical celluloid film. Roger Deakins. Hello? There we go. That didn't help. Deakins. Hold on, let's try it again. Roger Deakins. There we go. So cinematography by Roger Deakins. Roger Deakins is my favorite cinematographer. And he shoots on digital, actually. But the thing that makes a movie that you're observing as like movies getting worse looking is that uh, it's not that it's on digital now. It's that it's not done in camera. So Deakins tries to do a lot of his stuff in camera. Hegelegate. So Deakins does a lot of his stuff in camera, which means he's trying to not like do as little post-production CGI as possible. So he's trying to do it in camera. So it's just what's coming out of the camera is as close to what you're going to put on the screen as possible. And so he's really big about framing and color and all that stuff, getting that right, which is why Rango is so good, because Rango, as an animated movie, was shot with a virtual camera, which means they like built the models and the sets and all the animation and stuff, and then they used a virtual camera to shoot those sets to get those movements and stuff. And Deakins was in charge of the cinematography on that movie, so it was a virtual cinematography, but he was in charge of it, which is really, really cool. So that's part of the reason why Rango feels so much like a real Western, is because they got the guy who did the cinematography on No Country for Old Men to do the cinematography on Rango, which is super neat. It's so cool. So Deakins has a great filmography. 1917, Blade Runner 2049, Hail Caesar, which isn't a great movie, but it does look really cool. Director of photography on Skyfall, which is a very similar role to cinematography. I wouldn't say movies have gotten worse. CGI has, or at least there's been more cheap stuff, but it just has been noticeably improved. Yeah, that's true. But I really don't think movies, the look of uh, visuals of a film have noticeably improved since the 70s, to be honest. Um, I think people are just used to what people think of as improvement is like a cleaner, more sterile look. And I don't actually think it's better. I think Godfather is a quintessential example of that. It's gorgeous, and the reason it's gorgeous is because it has character. So a lot of people think of as better is cleaner, but cleaner isn't always better. It has a lot of less. A lot of times you actually people end up liking it less because the um, best cinematographer of all time, I think Deakins is in the conversation, honestly. I really love Roger Deakins' stuff, dude. I mean, he's just so good, right? I mean, let's look at the 1917, Blade Runner 2049, Assassination of Jesse James, Coward Robert Ford, Sicario, Barton Fink, No Country for Old Men, Fargo, The Man Who Wasn't There, The New True Grit, right? Great movie. Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? Great movie. Shawshank, Big Lebowski, Rango, Unbroken, In Time, like Uh, it, I I mean Hitchcock invented a lot of stuff. Hitchcock was a genius. I don't know that Hitchcock. I think Hitchcock qualifies more as a director. I think you'd put him more in the director camp than the cinematographer. Um, Theodore Dreyer. Let's look up Theodore Dreyer's movies. IMDb agrees with Deakins. I think it's Deakins, dude. I really do. Oh, okay. Dreyer is Dry. Okay, but he's a writer and a director, right? He's more in the writer director camp. Um, Dang, that's a good. That's a. I mean, Passion of Joan of Arc. That's good, but I mean, like, I don't know, man. The President, that one's pretty good. Medea. Two People. I mean, a lot of these are good, but I really don't think anybody has the range of Deakins. It's a pure camera operator, no directorship, right? Carl Theodore Dreyer. Yeah, that's who we're looking at. Yeah, I think as purely as like a camera operator slash cinematographer, I don't think you can beat Deakins. Um, I mean, like I know a lot of people don't talk about the 2011 Puss in Boots, but it was also like really gorgeous, and he's a visual consultant on that. True Grit, phenomenal movie. Visual consultant on How to Train Your Dragon, an underrated kids movie. Like the range of the guy, he understands a movie frame and cinematography and what needs to be in a frame so much better. I mean, Jarhead. Yeah, I don't know. I really don't. Like, who else are we gonna? A Beautiful Mind. I don't know, man. Let's do this. Let's do this. Here's another thing that I can point out. Um, Here we go. This is a good way to do this. Roger Deakins has the second most nominations of all time, right? Leon Shamroy, who I recognize the name, but none of his movies are coming to mind off the top of my head. Oh yeah. I mean, this is like outside the modern era, right? But like I mean, a lot of these are great. Prince of Foxes, The Bravados. A lot of these are great. But modern era, right? Modern era, 16 nominations. That's insane. Right? Awards. Look, okay. Let's do this. Let me show you this. Let me show you that something, okay? Okay? All right. Let's also talk about longevity. You want to talk about the GOAT? Let's talk about longevity, okay? Deakins gets his first nomination for Deakins gets his first nomination for cinematography in 1994 for The Shawshank Redemption. Kubrick's a director. We're talking about cinematographers. And then he gets another in 1996 for Fargo, right? Which is better shot than The English Patient, right? Also, the other thing while we're going through these, think about the longevity of some of these movies. Legends of the Fall is phenomenal, right? But Shawshank is the best, like, look. And these are not all one director either, right? Shawshank. What are we doing, right? Like, these are not all one director. So Shawshank, I think, like, the age is better. Fargo, then he gets back-to-back noms, right? And then the 2000s, Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? Loses to Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. Sorry, should have won that one, honestly. Gets another nomination, 2001, for The Man Who Wasn't There. Now this one, I mean, but like, look at the movies he's in the conversation with when in these nomination years, right? Fellowship, Amelie, Black Hawk Down. I mean, that's insane competition. There Will Be Blood wins for cinematography. He gets 2 nominations in the same year. Okay? There are 5 nominees. 2 of them are him, and he happens to lose because There Will Be Blood came out that year. Two of the best-looking movies of all time, No Country and Assassination of Jesse James, came out in the same year, and he was the cinematographer on both of them. 2008 gets another nomination, right? So we're like, all right, from 1994. So there's 1 year gap, and then back to back, and then there's there's a 2 year gap. There's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 year gap. Okay, hold on. Let's count. 2001, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. 9, 10. Okay, from 1994 to 2014. From 1994 to 2014, Roger Deakins was nominated for cinematographer for winning best cinematography half of the time. And in one of those years, he was nominated twice. And look at who he's up against too, right? Inception. Okay, True Grit wins a lot of the time, but he's up against The King's Speech. What is Black's? Oh, gross. King's Speech and Inception. Wild. Skyfall. Probably would have won that. Definitely better than Life of Pi. Probably should have won that. But look at who else he's up against. Lincoln and Django Unchained. Gravity. Look, and here's a year where Emmanuel Lubezki three-peats. But Emmanuel Lubezki in all of these movies, Alfonso Cuarón is the director of all of these movies, I think. Oh, no, it's not. Sorry. Yeah, so Lubezki three-peats here. Somebody who comes in second place 20 times is probably better than 20 individuals who come in first once. Yeah, here's a crazy stat. Speaking of that, here's a crazy statistic. Tom Brady has played in 17% of all Super Bowls. That's real. Tom Brady has played in 17% of all Super Bowls. Sicario, like, look at the right. It takes him until 2017 to win one, but look at what's winning over him. He's just like getting unlucky, and then he wins another for 1917. Nominated again. So 2024. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So in the last 30 years, Roger Deakins has been nominated for Cinematographer of the Year 15 times. Now he's lost 16. He has 16 years where he wasn't nominated, but you have to remember he had 2 where he was not. He had a year where he was nominated twice in the same year. So in the last 30 years, he's literally been nominated for it half the time. I don't think you could beat that. I don't think anybody's coming close to that. That's an insane run, dude. Terrence Malick. Okay, hold on. Let's check. Malick has 0 nominations. What? Did I misspell it? Yeah, these are directors. Cinematographer is like the guy who's operating the camera, the guy physically operating the camera, not the guy telling the camera what to do, the guy physically operating the camera. That's what we're talking about. Yeah, it's Deakins. Deakins is the GOAT. I mean, I don't know. Um, he has 2, but the other guy whose modern era has 3 did a three-peat. Sorry, we're daft. Lol. It's fine. It's fine. It's okay. It's all good. It's all good. Cinematography is fun because I like photography, that kind of stuff. George Folsey, that's rough. 13 noms, 0 awards. That's tough. That's tough. That's gotta suck. 18 noms, 1 award, huh? You know, it'd be like that sometimes. Um, yeah, and if you look at these, I think a couple of his like the movies that he was cinematographer on have aged better. I think a couple of the movies he was cinematographer on have aged better, right? Like, leave it to the cameraman of pints. I used to be the cameraman of pints. I'm not anymore, but thank you. Yeah, leave it to the guy whose professional job is to make camera stuff look good, to care about the guy who's operating the cameras. Um, this is a best cameraman award is the best way to think about this. Like Shawshank, that's a win. I think he should win that. Fargo, I think that's better. Titanic, definitely. I mean, you can't take it away from Titanic. It's gorgeous. You could say what you want about the story, and you should, but it is pretty. Crouching Tiger, Oh Brother Where Art Thou, better shot. Man Who Wasn't There, can't take it away from Lord of the Rings. Can't do it. But also, this is not especially Lesney doing this. This is just Lord of the Rings being the greatest thing ever. And then There Will Be Blood is probably should win over Assassination, but definitely shouldn't win over No Country. Slumdog, yeah, Slumdog's gorgeous. Inception, yes. Life of Pi is not better looking than Skyfall. It's just not. Aren't you currently doing camera work with New Polity? I am not, actually. Hopefully. I'm talking to him about it. I got cut back to part-time at my job today, too. Doyle doesn't have any nominations. I got cut back to part-time today at my day job, too. So, any support, share the stream around, support the, so like and subscribe. So, yeah, I got cut back to part-time at my job, too. So, I'm looking for work, but also, hopefully eventually this will be the job. So, share the stream around to help brother out. Anyway, let's get into our actual topics for today, huh? Now that we've talked about Roger Deakins a bunch, and I've scared away all of the regular viewers because they came in and were like, this is not what I watch for. And real quick, another shout out to Raymond DeCoin, Jacob Miller, and Christopher Burks for your super chats. I really appreciate that. Okay. So, the first thing we're going to talk about is apply to be social media coordinator for Casey Puch. I have. Hopefully I will hear from them soon. Yeah. Okay. Let's...
Yeah.
Is the
Yes.
blue tsunami?
First thing we're going to look at is we're going to react to this video from this podcast clip from Jennifer Welch, who is a Democrat operative. We're going to be reacting to this podcast. First thing we're going to look at... The first thing we're going to look at is going to be this podcast clip from this lady named Jennifer Welch, who is a Democrat operative. And she had Jim Acosta on recently, and they said some very interesting things that I think are worth taking a look at. But before we do that, I just realized I don't have a glass of water, and I do have to talk into this microphone for several hours. So I'm going to get some water, and you will have to forgive me, please, while I get some water. I'll put the music on for you boys. I will be right back. I'm going to get water. Chapstick fell on the floor. Carmex. Dude, this song goes so hard. This song goes so hard. I feel like a person's inability to enjoy jazz says something about them as a human being. You know what I mean? Like, you can't feel the vibe here? Like, if you can't feel this vibe, I don't think you're, I think you're an underdeveloped human being. It's just... You're dancing. Yo, that's funny. That's good. That's good shit. I'm grooving, dude. I'm grooving. You should groove too. Do some grooving. One's in the chat if you're grooving. You know what I mean? You feeling me? No, let him cook. Thank you. Thank you. Feeling it? You know what I mean? Come on, boys, groove. If you want to be White Mamba, you should learn the Mamba. I don't want to be White Mamba. Yo, somebody left. You want to know the truth? This is the dumbest thing I've ever done. I was dancing until somebody left. I was dancing until somebody was like, I'm done with this. All right. Somebody left this. That's actually what was happening. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I was going to dance until I saw the view number go down. So I could be like, somebody thought I was so bad. They were like, I'm done with this. Heaven forbid a white boy have a little sauce. I got motion. What do you want me to do? I got a little motion? They hating, all right? I got some motion. What do you want me to do? It's not my fault that I've got motion, okay? I'm in my oversized Kurt Signetti hoodie. I'm just vibing to some jazz. Because we play to a standard, all right? We play to a standard. Fast, physical, relentless. Never not affected by success or failure. One play at a time. We gained 2 people back. Lamau, I got nothing. It's okay. I'm doing Kurt Signetti lines now. All right. Let's watch we'll watch the clip. Oh, but then this groove comes in. You know what I mean? Like, the little 2-step groove gets me. I love it. Dude, it's so good. I love jazz. You like jazz? You like jazz? Hold on. Now I gotta do a bit. Hold on. Now I gotta do a bit. I gotta do a bit now. Just play it in the background low. I might. Dude, I might. It's so good. I don't want to because I want to be able to add music to the clips later. Like whatever music I want. That's why I turn it off when we do the actual reactions. So I can add like actually relevant music to make the videos better. You know what I'm saying? I can't find any. All right, I'll show you. Here's what I was trying to do, right? I was trying to find, I was doing. Here's what I was doing. But look, all the images are like crazy low quality. Why is this so blurry? It says it's 1080. It's so blurry. Hello, friend. Tuning in. Nice jazz. Thank you, Moonshiner Monk. This one just is like, looks like it was upscaled from like really crappy blur. You know what I mean? My roommate is in the other room and is sending me reels right now. I'm not kidding you. He's sending me, he knows I'm streaming. He's sending me reels. We gotta watch the reels when we get off stream. We're not watching them on stream. Don't, no. We're not, nope, stop. We're not. I don't know what you're saying, but you're clearly happy about it. Dude, I'm trying to do the you like jazz meme. I was trying to get this you like jazz. You know what I mean? And they're all super low quality. It's so funny. You like jazz? I don't even know who this is, but this one is awesome. Who is that? Oh, this one's the best one. You like jazz? All right. Okay, here we go.
Tsunami means that is the
Yes.
Okay, here we go. So first thing we're gonna be doing tonight is we're gonna be reacting to this clip from I believe her name's Jennifer or Julie Welsh. Jennifer Welsh, and she's a Democrat activist who has a podcast. She had an episode with Jim Acosta, and they said some very interesting things. Some, very, very interesting things. Some worrisome things. So the first thing we're going to be doing is looking at this clip tonight. Good evening. What's going on? I was vibing to jazz and people were leaving, and then I was looking at Barry B. Benson memes. So anyway, down to our serious business.
Yes. Blue tsunami means that Congress is going to haul.
So blue tsunami, it's blue tsunami is just a play on blue wave. If you don't know, the blue wave is the idea that like Democrats are going to win the House and the Senate in the midterms, and that's what we're talking about.
Elon Musk, big balls, and a bunch of other people's ass in front and say, what crimes did you commit? And it's going to get really serious. And the same with Trump, because I believe, and this is just my opinion, that Trump and all of the bottom-feeding morons surrounding him and Elon Musk and all the bottom-feeding Klingeroners that surround him, I think they commit crimes every day.
So they are, unironically, she's unironically doing show me the man and I'll show you the crime, which, is, that just shouldn't be allowed, frankly, for somebody to do this in 2025. Like, it's just like very obviously, shouldn't be allowed. There's no world in which this should be allowed. And she just wants to haul everyone she doesn't like in front of Congress, and she wants them to just be like, what crimes did you commit? Like, we're gonna charge you and force you to like we're gonna find the crimes rather than like, show me the man and I'll show you the crime. I can't find another way to say it because that's literally what she's asking for. Just bring everyone I don't like in because I think they probably committed crimes. So we're just going to find the crime. Which is like, you can't have a country, you can't pretend that the rule of law exists when people are going to do this. And they did it to Trump when they won in the midterm last time, right? Like, when these people say they're going to do this stuff, you have to believe them. It's not an option to not believe them. They're going to do it. Just like, don't think they won't, because they will, and they will laugh about it as they do it.
And I think to reconcile all of this is going to take hardcore, not integrity Democrats. Fuck you, Democrats. Fuck you for fucking over our country. We are serious about this. We are prosecuting. We're going to uncover every document, every phone call, everything you did. We will be relentless.
Okay. Hold on.
Democrats, fuck you for reconcile all of
reconcile. So she's using this term that you will notice, if you remember from history, is used when you have these like authoritarian, terrible regimes, and you have to bring everybody who did all these crimes or war crimes or whatever, and you have to have reconciliation, right? And she's saying the only way we're going to fix this is if we have reconciliation. The only way we're going to have we're going to have a real reconciliation committee, and it's just going to be like, just hauling people in front of them and doing, as Rivka said, guilty until proven innocent. If a 2027 Democrat House makes itself exclusively show trials instead of passing affordability legislation, it will not make them look very good in the next presidential election. Yeah, obviously, I don't think that they will all be show trials. I think they will get somebody for something stupid, and they'll pass enough legislation to make Trump not be effective and not be able to do the things that he needs to do. Like Mandela's Truth and Reconciliation Committee to railroad the opposition. Exactly like that. Exactly. So true.
This is going to take hardcore, not integrity Democrats. Fuck you, Democrats. Fuck you for fucking over our country. We are serious about this. We are prosecuting. We're going to uncover every document, every phone call, everything you did. We will be relentless about it. And that's the...
Real quick, I have this lamp in my living room, and it's like $20 from Walmart, which I think is funny. I think it's funny that she has a $20 plastic shelf lamp in her. I mean, I have a $20 Walmart lamp because I'm not super rich, not rich, below the median income, and I live in Steubenville, Ohio. But like, this is funny for her.
Mindset they've got to have, because I think the electorate is going from, we've got to get him out, but also we want accountability.
There has to be accountability. You have to have a situation where there's accountability. And I talked about this the other day with Fanone, the former MPD police officer who almost got killed on January 6th. He said, and I think it's true, that it's more than just the Dems win back the Congress and the White House. We have to change this John Roberts Supreme Court decision that gave the President of the United States a blank check.
Why is a former law enforcement officer saying that he wants the law changed on who can be arrested so that the president can be arrested? I mean, this is like ridiculous. Like, this is absolutely ridiculous bull crap. And we just can't have this. Like, this cannot be allowed.
Just the Dems MPD police where there's accountability.
about it. And that's the mindset they've got to have, because I think the electorate is going from, we've got to get him out, but also we want accountability.
What do you mean accountability, right? Like, we got to get him out and accountability. I mean, what are we talking about here? Let's look at the polling aggregate. Yeah, the RCP polling. Okay. Yeah, 55% don't disapprove. Okay. That's not enough people that, like, you can say the general electorate wants accountability. Like, what are we talking about here? This is just such crap. Like, this is not true. And look at it. It was negative. It's been negative since like March, right? As soon as the media spun back up, they got back on their feet after Trump beat him again. It's been negative. And all of these like huge dips that never fully come back are stories that never materialized into anything. I would bet any amount of money on it. Like this right now, this disapproval spike is because of ICE, which is something people voted for him to do, but they're too pussy. They're too fucking weak, too, retarded to realize that if you send ICE into these places that they want people deported from, that they're not going to want to leave, and that the Democrats were going to try to make it as hard as possible, specifically so this stuff happened. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous to pretend that these like huge dips are anything but media brainwashing working is absolutely ridiculous. And yeah, Masterion's right. Accountability is just code for we want revenge. Like they just think that if the Democrats win, they're going to take it as a mandate to get revenge. So just don't let them win. Don't hold the election. Honestly, I'm not kidding. They are openly saying they're going to ignore laws and ignore immigration, ignore laws that are harming, like ignore crimes and criminals that are harming everyday people so that they can take revenge on a guy in the White House. I'm sorry, you shouldn't have an election then. Nope, that's not a good reason. You can't allow power. Hello, X-Tex, I hope you're well. Like, just, we're not doing it. Cope about it. Not going to happen.
Has to be accountability. You have to have a situation where there's accountability. And I talked about this the other day with Fanone, the former MPD police officer who almost got killed on January 6th. He said, and I think it's true, that it's more than just the Dems win back the Congress and the White House. We have to change this John Roberts Supreme Court decision that gave the President of the United States a blank check. No man or woman should be above the law in this country. And Donald Trump sure as shit should not be above the law in this country. And I think the Democrats have to talk about it in these terms, that, listen, if we get back in there, and I'm not saying I'm part of the Democratic Party, but I'm saying that this is the way the Democrats should communicate. They should say when they're back in there, if you guys are going to cling to this idea that Donald Trump is unaccountable, it's just not going to work. And that means adding seats to the Supreme Court so that immunity decision could.
They want to pack the court. What are we doing here? I know Oren agrees. I like Oren a lot. Like, they want to pack the court, and they're just saying, like, we're going to pack the court so we can take revenge on our political enemy while ignoring laws that if we enforced would help the everyday American. I'm sorry. No election. No election. Actually, I'm not sorry. I'm not. No election. What are we doing? Like, let's not pretend that these people are going to take power to do anything but make everything worse so that they can get revenge on a guy who made them look stupid.
and be overturned. And so Donald Trump can be held accountable for his crime.
We're not doing this. Cancellations of elections is unacceptable. It radicalized normies against whichever side did this. I don't care. They don't have power anyway. Like, the normies can think that they have power. I really don't care. I really, really don't care. Like, they can be radical, but they don't have power. We're not voting anymore. We're not doing this thing where uneducated idiots who don't understand that when you allow sex criminal illegal immigrants to have, immunity practically for paying for their crimes, and then the federal government decides not to, that it's going to get violent. And then you're going to blame the federal government for deporting the sex criminal illegals? I'm sorry. I don't care. They're too stupid to be allowed to vote. If you look at that and you're going, man, but we should be softer, you're retarded. You shouldn't be allowed to vote. I don't care. I'm not kidding. You shouldn't be allowed to vote if you're so stupid that you're all up in arms crying because ICE is being mean to sex criminal illegals while idiots are trying to protect them and literally trying to physically kill the people enforcing the law. That's not how government works, all right? Here's another tweet I saw today, and we can talk about this. I saw this tweet today. The real divide in America is between those who want unelected, knowing expert elite to rule them and those who want a government that obeys the people, even when the people might be wrong. No. It's not about the elite or the people, okay? That's not the purpose of government. The purpose of government is to form the people in virtue as a father forms a child in virtue. If the people are so stupid that they don't know what's their own good, if they want to stick a fork in a light socket, you don't let them. And if that means they're going to cry because they can't vote and they can't pretend that they have a say, who gives a shit? I don't care. It doesn't matter. It literally doesn't. It does not matter. You don't get to stick a fork in a light socket, and then when somebody goes, you can't stick a fork in a light socket, piss your pants and cry about it, and then act like the guy who said, don't stick a fork in a light socket, is the bad guy. If you're that stupid, then yeah, we do need to take the right to vote away from you. Because it's not a right. There's no such thing as an absolute right. There are 0 absolute rights. You never, ever have an absolute right to anything. All rights are negative rights. You have protections from things, and they're conditional. We can't have a country if we pretend that people who want to stick a fork in a light socket have as much, or should be allowed to determine how their dad treats them. You don't get the fork back. Dad's taking the fork away. That's how government works. Mysterion's right. If these people cling to the idea that we can't get revenge on, it wasn't him. Kath Amnat said this, that he's right. Since the salvation of the peoples is the supreme law, as the old principle states. Perfectly true. Completely true. The salvation of the people is the supreme law. If you want to stick a fork in a light socket, you don't have a right to do it. If you want to vote for people who want to kill you or who want to allow sex criminals to stay in the country, you don't have a right to vote. I don't care. President America doesn't respond well to hard power that is coded as tyrannical, whether that's enforcement of immigration law or COVID restrictions. They don't, but the Democrats are going to do it anyway. So we can either use hard power and be the ones who they don't like, or we can let the Democrats do it. And when the Democrats do it, the Democrats will do it in such a way that will be bad for people. We can do it and do it in a way that improves the lives of our people, or we can let the Democrats do it. And if we let the Democrats do it, they're going to make things worse. It doesn't matter. if they will respond poorly, because they're going to respond poorly when the Democrats do it, but then we won't be able to stop people from dying. We won't be able to stop women from killing unborn children. We won't be able to deport sex criminal illegals that are running rampant in Minneapolis and every other major city in the country. We won't be able to close our border. We'll be overrun. We won't have a country anymore. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how people will respond to this anymore. It doesn't. You have to do it. It's not an option. Democrats doing hard power will not be coded as tyrannical, it would coded as a return to balance. Do you think that? But it's going to be bad. It'll be a return to power, and it'll be ugly. It'll be ugly. The median voter is always upset. Let's do the right thing anyway. Perfectly true. They're always pissed about something. Who cares? Do the right thing. Tell them why it's the right thing. Teach them why it's the right thing, and then move on with our lives. All right. The next thing we're going to be talking about tonight is we're going to be reacting to Hannity. We're going to be reacting to a Sean Hannity clip. So Hannity had Shri, who is this? Shri Tanadar? Shri Tanadar? Congressman Shri Tanadar on. And they talked, and he just berated him for 10 minutes, which was hilarious. And if only there was a way to return to property owners voting. What does just have no voting? No voting. Monarchy. Monarchy's back, baby. Heck yeah. We're gonna be reacting to Sean Hannity berating an Indian congressman for 10 minutes, which is hilarious. Christian Chiola, I just got done with it. Oh, hey, Christian, I'm glad you're here. Thank you so much. Why are you giving Sean Hannity the light of day? Because this clip is hilarious. This video is so funny. This video is so funny. Trust me. Bro. Boys, have I ever led you wrong before? Have I ever led you wrong before? Trust me, boys. Trust me. I got you. I got you. All right? Trust. Okay? I got you, boys.
All right, buckle up tonight. A Hannity shootout moments away. This time, Democratic Congressman Shri Thanadar will join us before his time in politics. Congressman Thanadar had a lucrative career as an entrepreneur in the chemical industry after immigrating to the U.S. from India. There is no doubt that Thanadar is living the American dream. But for some reason, until recently, he was a card-carrying member of the Democratic Socialist Party. You know, the party that detests capitalism and our way of life. The group previously.
I know Hannity's cringe on everything else. I know he's terrible on everything else. But this video is funny. We're just watching it for the funny. Just enjoy the funny.
He called for the U.S. Senate to be abolished and even wants to toss the U.S. Constitution and start all over again. Tweeting, quote, how do we get a new Constitution? Will it take a revolution or, to rewrite it? The same Constitution that Congressman Thanadar swore an oath to support and defend. But according to the congressman, it's President Trump that violated his oath just 3 months into Trump's second term. Yep, Thanadar filed articles of impeachment against the president over the deportation.
Okay, Hannity is pronouncing the name differently every time he says it. Listen.
Immigrating to the U.S. from India, there is no doubt that Thanadar is living the American dream. But for some reason, until recently, he was a card-carrying member of the Democratic Socialist Party. The party that detests capitalism and our way of life. The group previously called for the U.S. Senate to be abolished and even wants to toss the U.S. Constitution and start all over again. Tweeting, quote, how do we get a new Constitution? Will it take a revolution or, to rewrite it? The same Constitution that Congressman Thanadar swore an oath to support and defend.
Thanadar, he said it differently, which is hilarious. That's so funny. It's literally a biblical curse. Yeah, I saw that. It was a Asmongold clip. I saw it on Twitter. Asmongold, that was a good Asmongold clip. He's weird sometimes, but he's good on some stuff.
But according to the congressman, it's President Trump that violated his oath just 3 months into Trump's second term. Yep, Thandahar filed articles of impeachment against
There's no H.
the president over the deportation, get this, of suspected gang member, wife beater, illegal immigrant Kilmar Abrego Garcia. Take a look.
In this country, we have presidents, not kings. That's not just misconduct, it's impeachable misconduct. This isn't leadership, it's tyranny. If we let this stand, we are saying the president is above the law, that the United States Constitution is optional. I won't be silent, and I'm calling on all my colleagues, Democrats, Republicans, and Independents, to stand up with me. Enough is enough. Donald J. Trump must be impeached.
Now, he also wants to impeach almost everyone else in the administration, but tonight he's moved on to a new target. Take a look.
ICE is totally out of control, and this week I intend to introduce a bill to abolish ICE. We need to make ICE go away.
If you guys remember the guy who got kicked out of the State of the Union for like shaking his cane, literally shaking his cane and yelling at Trump, this is that guy. This is the other congressman. You can't be serious. That is a congressman. Yeah, this is Congressman Shri Tandahar. Tahandavar. Tahandamanar. Hard to tar. Hard to tar.
We do not need the murderers. We do not need this paramilitary organizations, members on our street.
We don't need murderers on our streets. That's why we need this paramilitary organization on our street, because they're cool and they're getting rid of the murderers. Obviously, this is, I mean, I don't think this, maybe he's confused. Maybe he's confused. He might be confused. Let's just keep watching.
Terrorizing U.S. citizens, terrorizing moms, terrorizing our children.
All right, just to recap,
the only reason they would be terrorizing U.S. citizens is if U.S. citizens are impeding federal law enforcement attempting to apprehend non-U.S. citizens for the crime of entering the country illegally.
Dar wants to impeach Trump over the deportation of illegal immigrants, abolish immigration.
Yo, Mysterion, you cooked. We don't need murderers on our streets. Literally wants to bring a guy back named Kilmore. It's cooked. You cooked. He cooked. You cooked. You cooked.
And customs enforcement. And to top it all off, he also voted against the bill mandating the deportation of illegal immigrants convicted of sex crimes. Now, that's a bill that passed the House with bipartisan support. And despite dedicating so much time, effort, energy, publicly supporting illegal immigrants, well, Thandahar has made little to no effort ever mentioning any of the victims of criminal illegal aliens, including those Americans victimized in his own state. And anyway, here to respond, Michigan Congressman Shri Thandahar is with us. All right, just to be clear, the president's joint session speech when he honored the family of Lake and Riley murdered.
Okay, this is an absolute. So here's what happened, right? Hannity has this guy on for a segment, spends 3 minutes talking about how dumb he is and how terrible he is, and then brings him in and he opens with, can you confirm that you're a dick?
24-year-old nursing student murdered by an unvetted illegal immigrant, and honored little Jocelyn Nungary's family, brutally raped and murdered a 12-year-old girl. Did you stand? Did you give honor to that family that lost so much?
Look, Sean, thanks for having me.
I don't need the thanks. Did you stand or not?
No, he's like, don't do the pleasantries. Just say no so I can move on and call you an asshole. Look, Hannity has a lot of problems. He cooked, all right? This is the best. This is his best segment probably in months. He just brought this guy on to make fun of him for 10 minutes.
Did you stand to honor those
I did not
families, or did
stand
you
because
sit?
the president.
You sat on your
I was
ass.
just sick
So
of
you
the
sat,
president.
So I want to be clear.
did not.
You sat on your ass, and you wouldn't stand for.
Why is he smiling like that too? Like he just does he not understand he's being like absolutely slaughtered right now? He's just like I did not stand because the precedent.
Families of that lost children, a 12-year-old girl raped and murdered, and you couldn't stand for them because you were playing politics. Is that right? I want this audience
Look, I
to know.
would not stand for this president. I would not stand for this president. He was
You
lying.
weren't standing
He was
for
boasting.
them. You were standing for the families that lost little girls that were murdered by the illegal immigrants that you want to remain in the country. Is that true or false?
Look, this president was using a tragedy.
I'm not talking
such as
about it.
Riley's death.
What about those families? Have you ever picked up a phone?
There's something wrong with this guy, even beyond being an imported Hindu idolater, communist. Yeah, he's like, what is wrong with him? Like, he's just like, he doesn't look like a real human being. Like, he's still smiling. Why is he smiling like that? Like, he keeps dropping it slightly, but like when he drops it, the look on his face is weird.
Because there are thousands of Americans that have been murdered.
What is this? Like, he drops it like... Like this, he drops it here, but I can't tell what face this is. Bringing back the lizard people hypothesis, but just for this guy. This guy, look, if a conspiracy theorist told me, oh, it's all lizard people, I'd be like, stop. If they're like, Sri Handabadar is a lizard, I'd be like, let bro cook. Hold up. I'm listening. Hit me with it. Like, I would believe this guy's a lizard. He looks like a lizard a little bit.
That have been murdered and raped and victims of violent crime. Have you ever spoken to any? Have you ever called them to offer your condolences? Name one family. Name one family.
Look, every immigrant, everyone must follow American laws.
What? He can't, like, the question, it's not even close to the answer. He's also not good at politics. Here's the other thing. He's not good at politics. You gotta have an answer to this bagged. Like, what?
Have you ever picked up a phone and called a victim's family?
Look, I talk to my constituents
Not a hard
all the
question.
time.
Not hard.
Yeah, I do.
Have you ever
I do.
picked up your phone and called them? Have you done that one time?
I think Hannity's monitor is like up here somewhere. You know what I mean? Like, I think it's up into his like right, because he's looking up there, right? Look.
Picked up your phone and called them. Have you done that one time?
Look, I talk with my constituents all the time. My constituents are being terrorized by ICE. ICE
Have
is on
you ever called an American
Yeah, look, I think he's looking at the monitor here.
family that has been a victim, murdered, raped, tortured by an illegal immigrant? Yes or no, Congressman? Did you ever call them?
I have met people. I am sure
I have met people.
Oh my gosh. It's like, it's so bad, right? Like, I had this conversation when I was talking, the thing in the interview with Connor, right? Connor was talking about how Tony Blair was terrible. He was evil. He was like just as bad as like Keir Starmer is, but he was good at politics. You know, he would pretend to care, or he would make like overtures like he actually cared. And so why here can you not just say, you know what, I haven't, and that was a mistake, I'll call some tomorrow? Just do that. And then when Hannity tries to berate it, like, okay. He doesn't call because he doesn't care. He's a bad person, right? Let's say somehow you end up in this guy's position. The answer is, you know what? I haven't. You're right about that. I should not have let the president make me not care about certain people who have been harmed by illegal immigration. I'll call some tomorrow. I'll talk to some tomorrow. I'm sorry, Mysterion. Mysterion. That's so funny. I don't think I can read that because of YouTube, but that is so funny. You just go, I'll call some tomorrow. And then Hannity goes, because you don't care. He goes, if I didn't care, why would I be telling you I'd call some tomorrow? You know what? I'll call some tomorrow. And then, you know what? To prove it to you, I'll call him, I'll talk to him, and then maybe in 2 weeks, we can talk on the phone, and I'll tell you what I've heard from them, and if I've changed my mind, or what I think we can do to fix that. What I think we can do to make that right. Boom. It's not hard. Guys, politics is not hard. It's not that he's like a leftist politician. It's that he's just not even good at politics a little bit. This is not hard. Like, this is an underhanded pitch. You could nail this and make Hannity have to totally shift gear. And then you might catch Hannity in the shift on like a mistake. But he can't get Hannity to shift gear because he's too stupid to just say, I'll call him tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll take that as a no. All right, you actually said this, and you know, I could talk to you all night about the dumb.
Dude, whoever the producer for this segment, hey, Hannity's producer. All right. W's in the chat for Hannity's producer for this one thing right here, this one segment where he's just like, oh, Sean's going to read some bad things this guy has done. He looks insane. Let's just have a single of him sitting there going, there's something empty. Yeah, he's like soulless, empty eyes. Like, he doesn't look like a human being, you know? What is the, bro, he looks like, he looks like, the look on that one chick's face in Severance when Natalie. If you've seen Severance, there's a woman whose whole job is just to wear an earpiece for the board, and just talk for them. And she has more like substance behind her eyes when she's just literally being a conduit for some random weird entity than this guy has when he's like talking for himself. It's creepy. I'm convinced, Will, thank you for being here. I haven't said thank you for being here yet. And Lectio, I don't think I've said thank you for being here to you. So thank you for being here to you. I'm convinced that this is what that lady on the plane saw when she said that fucker's not real. It was Sri Tandahar. And honestly, valid crash out.
Stuff you say. You voted against the bill mandating the deportation of
He's trying not to laugh. He's literally enjoying this. This guy's insane.
Crimes. Can you explain that to me?
Well, look, anybody who breaks U.S. laws, an immigrant that breaks U.S. laws, should be deported.
Anybody, any immigrant. You heard it here first. Sri Tandahar, based a little bit here. Any immigrant. He didn't say any illegal. He said any immigrant, right? Now, let's be honest here, folks. Pretty based. Did he mean that? No, but he did say it.
Anyone that commits
That's not what you said.
Crimes should be deported.
Sir, you voted.
Yeah.
Sir. Well, they're all criminals. Yeah, I know they're all criminals because they're here illegally. Let me do my bit, Amnat. Gosh, my audience is too smart. My bits are too dumb. This is what I get. This is what I get for having an intelligent audience when I try to do stupid bits. They're like, actually, I'm too stupid for my own audience. Deport every immigrant who jaywalks. True.
Against the bill that mandated the deportation of illegals convicted of sex crimes. Do you regret that vote now?
No, I don't regret that vote. Look, no bill is perfect, and many times.
What if it was your wife, your
bills
sister, your daughter that was raped? That's a sex crime. You want that person to stay?
Look, there are multiple things in a bill.
Bro, he's so dumb. He doesn't even know to just say, no, but there are multiple things in a bill. He starts with there are multiple things in a bill. He can't, like, he's so stupid. He's so bad at this. He's so bad at this. Him saying that is akin to the left who copy the right's memes. Lol, they don't know what they mean, but we have the culture. Hannity should have gotten him to say do not redeem somehow. So true. That would have been funny. Lol, he's doubling down on the sex criminal defense move. Yeah, he couldn't have opened with no, I don't want them in the country. No, I don't support that. But he just goes straight to there are multiple. He can't open with no. He doesn't know to open with no. He's so stupid. He's so dumb.
I don't agree with every one of them.
Sir, you got to answer the question. If your wife, your daughter.
All right. Let's say one nice thing about Trandahar. Let's say one nice thing about this man. He is rage baiting Sean Hannity to a level we have all dreamed of. Now he's doing it by being evil, and he's a bad person. But the level of rage bait he's getting out of Sean Hannity is... Whew. Also, yeah, you know, he's wearing the turtle man, the lizard man is wearing a toupee. I can't read that one, Christopher. He's made in the image of God. We said one nice thing about him. We said two nice things about him. He's good at rage bait. The rage baiting Sean Hannity is, you know, it's impressive, and he's made in the image of God.
Your girlfriend, mother, was raped by an illegal immigrant. You voted against a bill that would deport these illegals convicted of sex crimes. You're perfectly fine if they stay in the country.
Sean, look, I serve in Congress. I don't think you ever served in Congress. That's what you voted on, though, right? Most of the bills. Look,
I serve in Congress. You don't serve in Congress. What are we doing? Just all you have to do is say no. You got to go, no, but there are multiple things in the bill. That was a weird accent. I don't know what that was. That's all you have to do. Just do that. He has a girlfriend? Oh, no. Does anybody know where you can buy hemlock? He got 2 women to marry him? Boys, it's over. No way. Why is his posture like that? His posture is like, why are his shoulders up to his ears, dude? Bro, you need a chiropractor. Totally outside of politics, Shri. Please get a chiropractor. Your shoulders are so high.
look.
Oh, his shoulders are lower here. Okay, that's good. It looks like he's gotten his posture a little better. Maybe he got a chiropractor. That's good for him. We're happy about that. We're happy.
Did you vote for that?
Are not perfect
Why
bills.
did you vote for that? Why would you allow sex crime convicts to stay in the country that entered the country illegally? Why would you vote for that?
It was not, the bill did not just include that issue. There were other things in the bill. And So I cannot pick and choose. I don't have a veto where I can strike out one portion
So
of
you
a bill.
you would have
So-
voted against it otherwise. What was the big provision that prevented you from kicking these people out of our
look,
country?
I don't memorize. I vote on thousands
I don't
of bills.
memorize. You don't know
but
anything.
Look, I do believe that such criminals must be deported. There is no doubt about it.
Well, you voted against it. So
Oh my gosh. See, and this is the problem. He says this way too late so Hannity can go, you voted against it. I've read the Wikipedia. It's crazy. I do know he abandoned the animals at his laboratory when his business went under. He abandoned the animal testing subjects.
obviously you don't.
Like I
got
tell you-
another question for
like
you.
I tell you-
In the first case
Like I
in
tell you.
Minneapolis,
Like I tell you, like I tell you, like I tell you. Why is he doing the head bob?
obviously you don't.
Like I
I
tell
got
you-
another question for you.
Like I tell you,
Like I tell you,
In the first case.
like I tell you. He ran a Super Bowl ad for running for Michigan governor. That's crazy. That's so much money. That is a crazy super PAC. This guy is 100% controlled by someone with lots of money.
Case
Yes.
in Minneapolis where this woman accelerated her car at the ICE agent. That ICE agent was injured. Did you know that? Do you know what the injuries were?
look that.
Do you know what the injuries were?
That's the only source of that information is DHS, and DHS secretary lies. She lied to me on my face.
You're
Is DHS, and DHS secretary lies. She lied to me on my face.
you're
I can't read any of these. She...
In my
so you're
committee
saying
hearing.
that the internal bleeding reports are lies. You don't believe them.
I have seen no evidence of that. It is only coming from DHS.
His jaw is really messed up. I noticed in the one of the clips that Hannity played at the beginning of the video that he's wearing rubber bands like in his mouth, which are normally hooked to like braces hooks to like fix your jaw positioning, and you can see here his jaw is like messed up, which is sad for him. I just got here, but so far the title seems apt. Thank you, I appreciate that. Saturday Night Sanity Revolt every Saturday night. If you've never been watched before, please follow XNF. XNF. I don't know. XNF. I think it's XNF. I don't know how to pronounce it. Tell me how you pronounce it, XNF. We do Saturday Night Sanity Revolt every Saturday night. So, please follow if you're enjoying the content. We talk about politics. That's what we do. And by talk about politics, I mean we bro, that's not helpful. By talking about politics, I mean we vacillate wildly between laughing at hilarious, ridiculous things and me yelling incoherently, vaguely coherently. Me yelling incoherently, and then sometimes I yell coherently. Yeah, that's what we do. gubernatorial support was heavily concentrated in cities with high African American populations. He speaks. Stop, Mr. Reed. I can't say that. You keep putting in the chat. I can't say that, bro. It's so funny though. You speak for the black man. All right. Well, I'm screwed now.
Well, let me ask you this: you're a lawmaker. Do you believe in the rule of law and that a person's innocent until they're proven guilty, sir?
Absolutely, absolutely. But look,
then why did you call this ICE agent? Why did you call him a murderer? Because there was a 4,000-pound vehicle that was being driven right at him. Why did you call him a murderer?
Look, lots of people saw that video. America saw that video. 82%
why did you call
of Americans.
That? If you believe in due process, why did you say he's a murderer?
Well, her last words were, "I have nothing against you, dude." She said it.
That's not even what she said. He forgot the talking points. Oh my gosh, he's so stupid.
In a very civil manner,
Bro, if I say something in a civil manner and then I drive my car at you, I'm correct. I'm right. If I say something in a civil manner and then I drive my car at you, you got to let me run you over because I was civil. This guy just lied on our face. He lied on my face. Shri to Dapar. Shri to Baha. He lied on my face.
Person pulled out
and
his
then
gun
accelerated
and shot her 4 times.
right at the officer. Clear as day. Can't miss it.
He was trying
what the problem is, Congressman?
He was trying to open the door.
Yeah, he was trying to open the door because she was under arrest for impeding a law enforcement operation. I was at an engagement party before the stream. And I had a drink, and I think I need another. I'm not going to lie to you. This guy's making me want to drink.
He was...
I'm going to tell you something.
He was... Yeah, she disobeyed her. Like, oh my gosh.
It's people like you and your rush to judgment and your language, and you're defending even his own wife called him a wife beater, Kilmar Abrego Garcia, your buddy. It's people like you that don't care about the American people, and then you attack the brave men and women. I was scrolling.
Oh, the shoulders came up. Did you see it? Whoa. Whoa. Holy cow. The shoulders. Did you guys see that?
Your buddy. It's people like you that don't care about the American people.
There they go.
And then you attack the brave men and women. I was scrolling all...
The smile went away. He looks like a character from the California Raisin Show. He really does. He's the weirdest looking person ever. He, like, the smile fades and the shoulders come up. It's like this, like the relaxed smile. It's like he's thinking about holding. And as soon as he's like, has to think about something else, he like.
Buddy. It's people like you that don't care about the American people. And then you attack the brave men and women. I was scrolling all of the victims.
Dang it. Why do you have to be right about this, Will? But he definitely did lose his smile. He's like trying to like, he had to like, he changed position. He lost his smile. He's like.
Of crime, and you never lifted a phone to call one victim, one family. You call ICE agents murderers, and they're out there, they're putting their lives on the line. They are arresting murderers, rapists, cartel members, drug members, known terrorists, and you have zero appreciation. And now the threat level against them is up a whopping 8,000%, and I blame people like you for that. You incite them.
Well, look,
your incendiary comments. I find it nauseating, and you should be ashamed. of
Somebody
yourself.
said something about the toupee.
Well, look, ICE is murdering people, murdering American citizens. They murdered a U.S. citizen, a mom with 3 children.
Children.
Okay. That's not acceptable.
In your view, you know what, sir? I see a very different tape than you. I saw a guy whose life was in jeopardy, and he defended himself. That's the difference between us. Thank you for coming on.
Hey everyone, I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me and my co-host Harris.
Nobody cares. Shut up. So there we go. There's that video. We watched the video. Now he's just slandering ICE. He's just like, they murderers. So weird, dude. Alrighty. Next, we're gonna watch a clip from a shadow hearing held in Minneapolis, Minnesota, from Rashida Tlaib, where she reacted to the ICE "We'll Have Our Home Again" post, which I will pull up for you, which is also the image in the thumbnail. That you guys should go support the account. It is 1776 PAX at 1776 PAX. You should support the account. He made the thumbnail. Or not made the thumbnail. He did the art that's in the thumbnail that I used for the backdrop of the thumbnail. So you should support him, follow him on Twitter. And then yeah. So you should look at the Discord. Okay, I'm looking at the Discord. Bruh. Who? Y'all making memes of me live. This is awesome. I love you guys. You're the best. And I saw the Tandahar stuff. That's pretty funny. Okay, so the next thing we're going to look at is Rashida Tlaib losing her mind during a... Oh, Jacob, thank you so much for the super chat. New rule for the channel: when it gets heated or too negative, you dance to the smooth jazz, and we make jokes to reset. True. Actually, unironically, we should do that. That should be a rule. Let's just hold on. We just need to relax for a little bit. Let's just hold on. We'll find some jazz. We need to pick more music for the stream too. Like, I don't want to just use the same one all the time. So let's just open the music selection on my asset library that I pay for. What do we think about this one? No. Absolutely not. That one's loud. Now, hear me out, boys. Yo, that almost has some Rhapsody in Blue vibes. Dude, that's so good. The viewers may drop, but the vibes will rise. The real ones stick around through Jazz Timeout. This has some vibes like Rhapsody in Blue. Dude, the horns are so good. Is the percussion bongos? I think it could be bongos. Listen to that. looking at the waveform. That's so hard. This is way too much for the stream. We cannot. This is so, but it's so hard. We're listening to it now. All right, we're listening to the song now, okay? It is too much for the stream, right? It's too much. We can't. We're not going to be. We're not going to be able to. We can't use this as the vibe reset for this. We could use it tonight for the vibe reset, but like, this wouldn't normally work. But we have to finish it now. It's so good. Captain Freedom, thank you so much for subscribing. Oh, the trumpet solo? Dude, this is awesome. This kind of music makes me want to swing dance. Then I would need a woman to swing dance with, but you get the point. The Incredibles, that's what it is. It's like The Incredibles. Dude, it's like half The Incredibles and half like Rhapsody in Blue. Oh, it does feel so good though. Dude, that song is so good. That is amazing. All right, I'm downloading that. I don't know if maybe we can, I mean, does the jazz reset have to be smooth? I mean, we could take a vote in the chat right now. Hold on. I got to download it either way, dude. It's so good. That is insane. Holy cow, that's phenomenal. Incredibles watch party win. All right, hold on. Do all of the let me open my panel here. My eye is watering. I'm having an allergic reaction to something, but it's only affecting one eye, which is really annoying. Jazz resets only smooth question mark? Like butter, baby. Hold on, I'm putting a poll up. All right, here you go, boys. Vote on the poll. I loved it, but for a reset, we're trying to calm down. Probably not the best. That's probably true. Dude, but that was so good. That was phenomenal. That was amazing. That song was called Downtown by the Striker Shitteriker Big Band. All right, it's 50-50. I'll run it while we find more music. This one is called Nice and Easy. I'm getting up vibes. Anybody else getting up vibes? Graf and Schnickel, thank you so much for being here, and thank you for chatting. If you're on YouTube, make sure to subscribe and like the video. If you're on Twitch, make sure to click follow. If you're on YouTube, you can become a member for only 99 cents a month. It helps me. You can become a member for up to $10 a month. That would be generous of you, but if you could become a member for only 99 cents, I would appreciate that. It does feel like half Captain America, half Up. Dude, that acoustic guitar. This one should go in the rotation. I appreciate you, Amnat. This one has to go in the rotation, dude. It's so good. This one's smooth enough to go in the rotation, right? Are we in agreement this is smooth enough to go in the rotation? This one feels like it should go in the rotation. Yeah, there's a clarinet solo. Thank you so much for $10, Jacob. Reset is complete. Back to left, filling us with righteous anger. You should do some revolutionary reading. French, Bolivian, the mid-1800s, Central Europe. You guys want to know what I'm reading right now? Hold on. Kathnat, thank you so much for becoming a member. Oh, Jacob Miller, try again for the membership for last year. Thank you so much, just joined. So I'm reading. Well, I am reading. Gosh, my allergies in this one eye. It's only my left eye. It's super annoying. I'm reading. Oh gosh, I just forgot the title. I'm reading The Camp of the Saints, but my copy's in my car, and it's cold outside, so I didn't go and get it. That's why I didn't go get it. And then I'm also reading Democracy, the God That Failed by Anzurman Appa. The Economics and Politics of Monarchy, Democracy, and Natural Order. So it's a really interesting book. Cannot recommend the actual conclusions of this book, because the conclusions of this book are that we should have no government. He's like an anarcho-capitalist. It's kind of stupid. But a lot of it contains some very, very good arguments for monarchy. So if you're able to read through some stuff that's stupid and read around that, yeah. What about Catholic Identitarian by Julian Langla? I have never heard of that. I will look into it. Yeah. So, okay. Alrighty. Okay. So the next thing we're going to be looking at tonight is we're going to be looking at Rashida Tlaib having a crash out over a series of posts from the ICE account, the Homeland Security account at DHS.gov. And the first post, the main post she's like super upset about is this post here. We'll have our home again, join.ice.gov, which, as I said, was from the account 1776 PAX, which is a phenomenal account that you should all follow because I DM'd him today. First of all, he's a mutual of mine, so shout out my mutual. I DM'd him today, and I asked him if I could use the image from that DHS ad that he had made in the thumbnail, and he said I could, so it's very kind of him. But he makes a lot of very cool images. Here's one of revolutionary soldiers and B2s. So, very cool stuff. I recommend his account highly. Does he have a YouTube channel? I do not believe so, no. He also doesn't sell posters. I was telling him today he should sell posters, but he doesn't. So, Rashida Tlaib got super upset about this. And so there was what the Democrats called a shadow hearing where a bunch of Senate and House Republicans got together. Basically, a bunch of Democrats went to Minneapolis, got upset, and talked about why they were angry, and then called it a shadow hearing. That's what happened. And so this is a 4-minute segment of Rashida Tlaib talking about it, and I do apologize in advance. It's very annoying, very dumb, but it's useful. We'll look at some stuff. I want to talk about some things that are said in it. Rashida Tlaib is / was from the same district as Shri Tanda. No, come on. Gross. That's crazy. All right. Would buy so many posters if he sold them. I know, I told him that. He said that it's not enough of himself for him to be worth him after taxes. Is what he told me. But anyway, maybe he said he'd reconsider. So hopefully he'll reconsider. 17. If you see this PAX, you should sell posters. And if you sell posters, let me know. I'll put the link in the description, or I'll put the link in the description of a video. Or I could do some animations of your posters for marketing material. That could be fun. 13th Michigan, he succeeded her. That's crazy. That's wild. Better have the smooth jazz loaded up after this one. Yeah. Yeah, we probably should.
Thank you, Representative Crockett. I'll now like to recognize Representative Tlaib from Michigan.
Thank you so much to the Twin Cities and the state just for welcoming us and allowing us to come here and have your back, because we do. I don't want you to think that everyone in the United States Congress and the Senate agrees to what is happening to all of you and your families and your neighborhoods and your communities. You all deserve to be safe no matter your ethnic background, your faith background, your...
All right. First of all, we've watched a lot of congressional hearings on this channel over the last couple years. And I know a lot of you haven't been around a couple years, but we've watched a lot of congressional hearings. And the aides that sit behind the actual elected officials for the Republicans tend to be well put together young guys who are just like sitting there like, you know, vibing. Occasionally they laugh at something funny. But look at the difference here. What are we doing?
Sexual orientation, where you live, or any of that. But it is shameful. You know, I come from the most beautiful, blackest city in the country, the city of Detroit, where we birth movements. But today I am seeing a movement being built right here in Twin Cities. And it is...
That's a crazy... What is politics, dude? What is going on in the left? What is going on the left, dude? They say things... Okay. You know that feeling when you're like watching a leftist and they say something that you can tell they've said a lot and you've never heard it and you're like, what is going on over there? What are we doing?
But it is shameful. You know, I come from the most beautiful, blackest city in the country, the city of Detroit, where we birth movements. But today I am seeing a movement being built right here in
What are we talking? Like, is that a thing? Look, it's not even a bad song. Is Legate behind? Legate, are you behind? Um, what is she talking about? It's such a weird phrase. Like, I've never, the most beautiful, blackest city where we birth movements. Like, that's a thing she says all the time, and it's clearly, and I've just never heard anybody say that before. It's wild. It's a whole other world out there, boys.
Twin Cities. And it is reminding us that our government will not save us. It is only us. We've been taught through history of that. You see our corrupt Supreme Court literally enabling and emboldening the fact that they can now go around and racially profile and target people based on what they look like and where.
Okay, I watched this video ahead of time and looked into that. I have no idea. I can't, like, when I couldn't figure out what she was talking about with that. Like, I don't think there was a recent Supreme Court case on racial profiling. I mean, oh shoot. I totally missed that. Maybe I was using the Brave search earlier and that's why I couldn't find it. No, I'm not behind. I just noticed the video title. What? What's the video title? Saturday Night Sanity Revolt 12? Huh. Oh, yeah, the song that yeah, that song. Yeah. That's what we're talking about.
Where they work. I do want to share this.
Yeah, okay, I totally missed that case earlier. I don't know how that happened. I just didn't see it. This is interesting. Should we look at this? Let's look at this for a second. The application for a stay presented to Justice Kazin and by her referred to the court is granted. July 11th order obtained in the United States is for Central District of California. Is stayed pending disposition of the appeal in the United States Court of Appeals for the Ninth Circuit Court and will disposition possession petition for writ certiorari if such a writ such time sought certiorari should be denied. Then this stay shall terminate automatically. In the event certiorari is granted, the state should Justice Kavanaugh concurring in the grant of application. I vote for I vote to grant the government's application for an interim stay pending appeal of district court's injunction. Immigration and Nationality Act. The Immigration and Nationality Act authorizes immigration officers to interrogate any alien or person believed to be an alien as to his right to be or to remain in the United States. Immigration officers may briefly detain an individual for questioning if they have a reasonable suspicion based on a specific articulable fact. The person is being questioned is an alien illegally in the United States. Bro, what? This is awesome. The government estimates that at least 15 million people are in the United States illegally. Many millions illegally entered or illegally overstayed. Just in the last few years, illegal immigration is especially pronounced in the Los Angeles area. Among other locals in the United States, about 10% of the people in the Los Angeles region are illegally in the United States, meaning about 2 million illegal immigrants out of a total population of 20 million. Not surprisingly, any given the extraordinary number. Okay, yeah. If you look too Mexican, they can ask you for your passport. That's what happened. It's not even a ruling on the merits. Yeah, so it's the other crazy thing. It's not even a ruling on the merits. They just said wait for the lower courts to rule. Yeah. Yeah. If you look too Mexican, the ICE can ask for your passport. That's all that said. That there's a lower court making that decision, and the Supreme Court said, look, you have to let them do it how they're doing it now before the lower court makes a decision. That's what's going on. Will hits it on the head. She's just bugging out about nothing. Yeah.
And ask some of the directors. DHS used neo-Nazi anthem for recruitment after the fatal Minneapolis ICE shooting.
Can I play that song? Will I get demonetized? Does anyone know? Can I play the song? Can I play the song? Does anybody know if I can play the song? I don't know if I can play the song. I'm really not sure. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to play this song or if it's copyrighted. Not even lying. If you can find it on YouTube, that's what I'm not worried about the copyright either. I'm worried about the demonetization a little bit. I'm worried about demonetization too. Well, they can't take my super chats away, right? And I make like 20 cents off of ads right now, so they can't take the super chats away. All right. I think it got reinstated on YouTube. Yeah, it's here.
There's nothing left but the fire in my
Chest and the air that fills my lungs.
I'll hold my
Tears and drain my ears for a glimpse at kingdom come. On the other side of misery, there's a world we long to see. Your free chair will take us there to relief and sovereignty. Oh, by God, we'll have our home again. By God, we'll have our home. By blood or sweat, we'll get there yet. By God, we'll have our home.
In our own towns, we're foreigners now. Our names are spat and cursed. The headline smack
We'll have our home again. Attaching a song, same name by Pine Tree Riots. It's popularized in neo-Nazi spaces. The track features lines about reclaiming our home by, quote, blood or sweat, language often used in white nationalist calls for a race war. 2 days after the killing, they use images like this. You can't see this to the directors, because I'm going to ask you, it says invasion here. It says America needs you to join ICE now. Look at this image. Who do you think they're trying? How about Director Mayhel, Gonzalez Avalos, and Director Hussein? Who do you think they're trying to recruit for ICE right now?
White supremacists.
Okay, how about you, Director May? What do you think this evokes? Who do you think wants to join this? What does this mean?
I mean, it's absolutely terrifying. Like the accountability, the training, who is coming towards that, who's going to want to join that. And I think it is an absolute product of the $170 billion that they are looking to spend and fill and use. And as they ask for more money now, there really needs to be restrictions on how all of this is done.
We'll have our home again. Like, this is Patty Lucas. We'll have our home again. What does that evoke in you when you see this? It literally, when I see it as a Muslim, as a Palestinian, as a child of immigrants, I see that this is something that is evoking, like, I'm not welcome.
You're not welcome.
This is something that is evoking, like, I'm not welcome here.
You're not. Go home.
It is very clear what is intentionally happening here, and I think I want my colleagues to know this. In Southwest Detroit, where I was born and raised, we've been complaining about ICE since 2010, even since its inception. The fact that we had passed policies to tell them not to do ICE actions in front of schools, health centers, funerals. We got Obama administration to do that, but
Yeah, this whole hearing is we'll hit this on the head. I said this at the start, but it's literally just like it's like liberal comedy too, where it's just like there's a great line from Shane's newest special where he's like New York City comedy. He says New York City comedy is, I have an opinion. Do you agree with this opinion? Yes, nice. That's very, I also have that opinion. Like, it's a great line. It's a good shit. It's a good line. Shane's very funny. He's a professional comedian, so he should be funny. But yeah, it's literally like, that's what this is. It's that, but more indignant.
But still, we had violations to their own policies. This is an agency that is reeked of this. And when Speaker Johnson, and Chair Jayapal knows, when Speaker Johnson says ICE is doing what it was created to do, remember this when the funding comes up next week. Thank you, and I yield.
I was actually going to do a reaction to that, but what I just did is better. I'm not going to be able to. We're going to move on because I'm not going to be able to I'm not going to be able to make it better than just playing the song over her to drown her out while we all vibe. It's not going to get better than that. Sorry. We're just going to move on. It's not even it's not going to get better than that. That was peak. Peak. Alrighty. The next thing we're going to be talking about tonight. We already talked about gerrymandering a little bit. So we can move on past that. Stream health not connected? What? Oh, okay. There we go. That's better. Hello? Dude, YouTube's giving me fits again. Whatever. Okay, hold on. Alrighty. Here we go. Alright, now we're good. Make sure I got through all the chats. We're still here? Okay, cool. Alright. I don't know what happened. It wigged out for just a second. Yeah, I don't know about PF. PF, I don't think they're feds. I don't think they're feds. I really don't. I do think that there are feds in there. Which will make it very dangerous, so. Yeah, you say that, but I think there was a couple operations that were successful. So, I wouldn't join if it were me, just because I'd be worried about feds. So, the next thing we're going to be doing is we're going to be looking at the Clean Slate Act. So the Clean Slate Act is a law that was signed today in Illinois by Pritzker to seal criminal records. Most misdemeanors are eligible after 2 years. Nonviolent felonies are eligible after 3 years. Petty offenses and ordinances are sealed biannually. Also covers dismissed and reversed charges and arrests. So,
able to find private.
With the governor's signature, nearly 2.2 million people are now eligible to have their criminal records sealed in what it hopes opens up opportunities for those looking for a second chance. It's official. The Clean Slate Act is law, which means law enforcement agencies are now required to automatically seal eligible.
Whoa, hold on. I went back to make fun of the fact that
law, which
this video is so old that it's like COVID masks, which I was gonna make fun of the fact that they didn't have B-roll more recent than like 2 or 3 years. No, it'd be 3 or 4 years. I mean, probably 4 or 5 years actually. Yeah. But yeah, that's what I noticed, right? I went back to be like, why are you using B-roll from like 6 years ago or whatever? But then, why is this woman wearing a Roman collar?
It's official. The Clean Slate Act.
Dude, the Roman collar and the giant hoop earrings? With the pantsuit jacket over it? What is this? This is the weirdest. What is going on? What is going on? Did you guys see what I titled the tweet when I tweeted the stream link? What I tweeted it as? I tweeted it as rage baiting myself for several hours. I feel like that was accurate, right? We was Anglicans. It's so funny.
Is law, which means law enforcement agencies are now required to automatically seal eligible criminal records every 6 months, and eliminating the need for individuals with prior convictions to navigate lengthy court procedures.
And this here is going to change my life completely.
Bernita Davenport McWhite says her criminal record has kept her from finding places to live, even though she's done her time.
I was able to find a private landlord that was willing to sit down and have a conversation regarding my background to really get to know me.
Now she awaits getting her own record sealed as she continues to advocate for people like her, finding support from state leaders.
They deserve a track to run on. And the story of that humanity, the idea that people have to audition for their humanity has to stop.
The law does exclude convictions for...
What? 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 Audition for their human... What? What is... What does she think happens to people when they get out of prison? What? Huh? What are you talking about?
Sexual violence against minors, DUIs, reckless driving, cruelty to animals, and...
Sorry, the pause and the comeback was just... The pause and then the line just being that as we came back was crazy.
Serious violent crimes, including anything that would qualify for sex offender registration. Still, the state believes the law will play a critical role.
To be honest, Sri Tandahar did not pass the humanity audition. Yeah, actually, Sri... That's awesome. That's awesome. Dude, why? Oh, crap. Dude, it's so frustrating. Every time I have to realize you guys are funnier than me. That's so funny. No. Those are the people who can't have their records erased. Those are the people who can't have their records erased.
On the economy.
This law will unlock $4.7 billion in lost wages.
What does that even mean?
And this law reduces crime. Study after study tells us that when formerly incarcerated individuals have access to resources, jobs and housing and education, recidivism rates go down significantly.
Chat is a DVD logo bouncing, but y'all are hitting the corner every time. That's so true.
It actually can move me one step forward. I could probably go back and get to my field that I wanted to get in.
For Julian Sims, that means a chance to follow his dreams of becoming an electrician and turning the page to a new life chapter.
It made me want to cry and jump for joy.
Those eligible can have their criminal records automatically sealed beginning in 2031. In the Loop, Jasmine Miner, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
Okay, hold on. So it's non-violent felonies and misdemeanors? And when you didn't get charged? I mean, the misdemeanor, I don't know about that. Ordinance violations definitely should be. That's obvious. Petty offenses probably not, because petty theft. Beginning in 2031 is wild for people to be acting like this is huge for them. Bro, You're going to have 3 more convictions before 2031. Just based on recidivism rates, you're going to have at least 1 more, right? I mean, the average person. I don't know, man. I don't think this is as bad as everybody's making it out to be, but it's not good. Theft, disorderly conduct, drug possession. See, I don't think the solution here is to seal these. I think it's just to like, oh gosh, this is weird. I don't know. More serious charges get reduced and piped down, so there will be serious offenders with no charge. That's what I was trying to figure out, right? Like, it doesn't say anywhere that if you do something serious and you like plea it down, that you still get punished, right? It's just, it doesn't feel like it's necessary. It feels like it's just like, also like, oh gosh. I don't know. It doesn't feel like it's necessary, and I do worry about people arguing it down specifically so it will get sealed. And it being a blanket thing across the board is weird. Like, it being a blanket thing doesn't make any sense. I don't like that. So, not a huge fan of that. Yeah, I don't think I like... No. Yeah, the more I think about it, the dumber this is. This is stupid the more I think about it. Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. The idea is so they can apply for jobs and stuff and they don't have to say they are criminals so that people hire them and stuff. Yeah, I understand that. But I am worried about the thing that you said about charges getting pushed down. Pleading down to a lower charge. But also, I don't think it should be blanket. The problem is it's blanket, and it just has always been case by case, which does make sense. Like, case by case makes sense. You're not supposed to think, just emote. My bad. Sorry, guys. This isn't entertaining. I'm trying to think about it. I think the problem is that it's blanket. Because it's blanket, people who plea down will have their records sealed. Dude, my nose itches. I'm having such bad allergies tonight. People who plea down will have their records sealed. Whereas on a case-by-case basis, if somebody pleas down, right, you will know if it was actually like you can do it case by case. And so if somebody plead down, you wouldn't seal it. But if like they actually sealed it, yeah. Yeah, I think that's true. What's the Buffalo score? Come on, Josh Allen. Uh-oh. Really? That bad? Bro, that's a catch. Cooks had that. Huh? What? Dude, he had the ball. Wild. Wild. What's the score? What's the actual score? Bills. I typed in Phils. Bills. Oh. Oh. That's tough. That's not great. They called that pass interference? Oh my gosh. Okay, well. Yeah, okay. So what do you guys, here's another thing, chat. Let's talk about this. What do you guys think about what Where's our James Fishback stock at? I know we're looking up, right? I mean, the sin tax is awesome, right? The idea that he's just going to tax 50%. If you work for OnlyFans, the tax is 50% is hilarious. It's amazing. Great idea. I like that a lot. We good on our Fishback stocks? We still feeling good? How about we just ban it? He can't just ban it because it's like the case law. It would have to go through the judiciary, but he can tax it 50%, and then use the taxes to do things that will make people less likely to use them, to pay them. So he seems cool. My conservative coworkers think, yeah, I mean, people think that about me. So what are you gonna do about it, right? The chat thing is being weird. Did somebody... Chat box on screen is being weird. Not all the chats are coming up. Fishback will be helpful. It's just an ad hominem to get people not to listen to him. Yeah, that's what I think. Like, what are you going to do about it? Florida governor polls. Supreme Court isn't ready to overturn precedent which allows obscenity in public square. Yeah, that's why he can't just outlaw it. Yeah. Water off a duck's back. Yeah. 2026 Florida governor polls. Donald's Fishback. Dude, that's not good. This is the most recent one, yeah. I mean, he's gaining. Byron's down 8%, but most of that ended up with Collins, huh? Plus or minus 5%. I mean, at best, what is that? 8%? It's not great. It's not great. Damn. Okay, let's see. Let's look at Ohio. Butch isn't even on here, but he announced after this date. He announced after this date. Did you see Tucker Fishback interview? I saw parts of it. But Ramaswamy's losing now, right? Like, he's actually losing the governor race right now. That sucks. Latest 26 election polls. Oh, here we go. What do we got? +9. That's the one we just looked at. Primary polls. Yeah, this is the one from before Casey announced. Yeah. Would you rather be Ramaswamy or the Democrat? If Casey Push doesn't win the primary, I'm going to vote for myself. I'm gonna write in my name. I will not vote for a Hindu who hates white people. Not gonna happen. So yeah. Bro, what? How did I miss this? What? What do you say that indicates he hates white people? He crashed out on Christmas not a couple weeks ago, but the year before that. Talking about how white kids are lazy and shit, and like the reason Asians are more successful is because they deserve to be, because they don't watch Boy Meets World as much and they do piano practice. And yeah, that's what he said. All right, we're going to read this statement from Cardinal Pizzaballa that I have somehow missed. So we're going to look at this. This is crazy. I don't know how I missed this today. A statement from the patriarchs and heads of the churches in Jerusalem on unity and representation of the Christian communities in the Holy Land. The patriarchs and heads of churches in the Holy Land affirm before the faithful and before the world that the flock of Christ in this land is entrusted to the apostolic churches, which have borne their sacred ministry across centuries with steadfast devotion. Recent activities undertaken by local individuals who advance damaging ideologies such as Christian Zionism misled the public, sowed confusion, and harmed the unity of our flock. Bruh. Yo. These undertakings have found favor among certain political actors in Israel and beyond who seek to push a political agenda for which may harm the Christian presence in the Holy Land and the wider Middle East. Holy Scripture teaches us that we, quote, we, though many, are one body in Christ and individually members of one another. To claim authority outside the communion of the church is to wound the unity of the faithful and burden the pastoral mission entrusted to the historic churches in the very land where our Lord lived, taught, suffered, and rose from the dead. The patriarchs and heads of churches further note with concern that these individuals have been welcomed at official levels both locally and internationally. Such actions constitute interference in the internal life of the churches and disregard the pastoral responsibility vested in the patriarchs and the heads of the churches in Jerusalem. Whoa. Bro, yes. The patriarchs and heads of the churches in Jerusalem reiterate that they alone represent the churches and their flock in matters pertaining to Christian religious, communal, and pastoral life in the Holy Land. May the Lord, who is shepherd and guardian of souls, grant wisdom for the protection of his people and the safeguarding of his witness in this sacred land. The patriarchs and heads of the churches in Jerusalem. Bars. Yo, play the hard jazz. Where? Piney tweeted it. I don't know where he got it from, but Piney tweeted it.
Sua beatitude.
Yes. Bars. That's so good. I don't know where he got it. Let's check the Latin Patriarchate of Jerusalem. Guess I need to check the Latin page. Yeah, Latin page. I'm checking their account, their Twitter, their. I'm checking at LP Jerusalem. Pizza Balla. I mean, I think it's real. There's so many people tweeting it. If it's not real, it's going to be a problem. Yeah, I'm not seeing it. Let's check LPJ. And Patriarchate of Jerusalem. Media, videos, events, dicey interactive map, news. I don't see anything. Where did this thing come from? Where did this thing come from? Where did it go? Where did it come from? What's the date on it? January 17, 2026. It's from today. Bro got hoaxed. Everybody got hoaxed. It was not Piney. It's fake? Are you sure? The jazz interval during the stream is working, bro. It's so true. So this is not, I don't think this is HOC. Patriarchate and heads of the churches in Jerusalem. Patriarchs and heads of the churches in Jerusalem. I'm trying to figure it out. Yeah. It's not on the website. Damn. Yeah, you're right. It's not on the website. I think you could be right. I don't think it's there. I'll send Piney a DM and ask him where he found it. I know. I'm just sad. I liked it. It was good. Dang. Big sad. Okay. That sucks. Yeah, everybody is posting this, but I'm not seeing a source anywhere. Catholic Arena posted, AF Post posted it. Bro, okay, hold on. I'm looking through Twitter trying to figure stuff out, but I saw this. This is hilarious.
He went right at Ellen. Make sure you guys don't cut the tape. Make sure the interview was out in full. Yeah, we're doing it. Yeah.
said if it's not out in full, we'll sue your ass off. Oh, great. Okay.
He always says that. I think that one.
We only have 19 minutes and 30 seconds, so 13 minutes.
How long did we talk?
The whole thing will be out.
Yeah,
the whole thing will be out. So
I appreciate you, Caroline.
But just
You went right at Ellen.
Bro, this is so funny. This is the dumbest possible take. This isn't transparency, it's intimidation. Show everything we said. How dare you say we show everything? That's not transparent. Huh? This has to be a bit. This has to be a bit, right? It's not a bit. It's not a bit. Oh my gosh. This guy's not doing a bit? This guy's not doing a bit. He's not doing a bit. He's for real. Libtard or bit. Call it. Call it. Bro, what? These people are so stupid. My Twitter feed is phenomenal, by the way. Bro, Mike Vining is tweeting his own memes. Mike Vining is tweeting his own memes. What is going on? You guys don't know who Mike Vining is, right? You guys know who this is, right? You guys know who this is, right? This guy... Okay, hold on. I gotta pull up some pictures. So this is... Do you remember this guy from Sicario? He was based on a real person, who is this man right here, and this is actually this man in Vietnam. And that man is Mike Vining, who recently made a Twitter account. Yeah. So this is the real guy with the glasses from Sicario. That's the guy with the glasses. That's like the real life. Is he based? I mean, he's the coolest. He's pretty freaking cool. He's pretty freaking cool. You've met him? That's sick. Now that's cool. That's pretty cool.
After
I have to bookmark that and watch it later. He was a guest instructor, tactical school after he retired. That's sick. That's sick. That's really cool. Very neat. Yo, President Trump's going to be at the national championship on Monday. I'm trying to see if there's anything else on Twitter worth talking about before we call it a night. Super professional. I mean, you would think so, right? They are sending... What is this guy talking about? Huh? What is it? What is he talking about? What is he talking about? Sending Americans to the camps. I don't know what Americans and what camps. Let's see if he has anything else to say. Mr. Slots, do you have anything else to say? What are you talking about here? I was annoying out in my head trying to keep my shit together. I don't know what that sentence means. I'm so sorry, Jacob. I don't understand that sentence, and I'm really sorry, Jacob. What camps do you think Americans are being sent? Well, all right, YouTube chat, we have somebody in Twitch chat saying Americans are being sent to camps. What camps are we, what camps is he talking? And he says, what camps do you think they're being sent to? So what, do we know of any? I can't think of any. One's in the chat, YouTube, if you don't know what he's talking about. Fat camp, true. Not summer camp. They don't know. We don't know. Alligator Alcatraz is for non-Americans, so it's not them. It's not that. Cool summer camps, I'm sure. I don't know. Sorry, buddy. Couldn't tell you. I think he's gone. The viewer number just shot down. Just went back down. I don't think he's there. Hey, Burning Slots, you should follow. Click the follow button. If you're still there, click the follow button for me. Thanks, buddy. Have we talked about the tweet from Sunday yet? What tweet from Sunday? Did I tweet something on Sunday? What did I tweet? Oh, RFK sending him to fat camp. That's what it is. Yeah, RFK sending him to fat camp. You're right. Thank you. What did I tweet on Sunday? Dun dun dun. Dun dun dun. Sunday was the 11th. What did I tweet on the 11th? That's true. Would you guys rather have unlimited bacon but no games? Or games? Unlimited games. And no games. Trump is sending Americans to camps. Some have been deported. That's why there are protests. Yeah, no, that's not true. I would also, I'm okay with that. Yeah, I'm okay with that. And I would bet most of my normal viewers are too. They're not Americans, though. They're not Americans. They're not Americans. They're not Americans. But yes, some Americans do need to be deported. I'm not okay with all Americans being deported. There are some that I would be fine with it, though. But Trump has deported no Americans, as far as I know right now. Thank you, chat. Thank you, chat. W's in the chat. But they are Americans. That's why there are protests. Name one. Give me a name. Give me a name that I can Google. Give me. Should I be deported? No, because I am founding stock American. So this is my country more than it is anybody else's country, and that's not a joke. I actually believe that, and so does all of my chat. I guarantee you, there are people in my chat who are. Hey, John 94. I'm glad you're here. Thank you for chatting. I guarantee you, there are people in my YouTube chat right now who would agree with me, who would say they're less American than me because I'm founding stock and my family's been here since before the since basically the Mayflower. When did my family come here? 1600s. Yeah, give me the name of one American burning slots that I can Google right now that's been deported. What did I tweet on Sunday? You guys said I tweeted something on Sunday. Oh! No, we're not going to talk about that on stream. And we're not going to talk about that on stream. Nah. Kath, yes, Amnat's got it down. He knows what's up. Why not? Let's talk about it. No. I don't want to get, I will get banned from YouTube if I talk about that. Have you tried looking into it at all? You're making the claim, the burden of proof is on you. So you are making the claim, the burden of proof is on you. You're making the claim, the burden of proof is on you. So you have to present an argument for why it's happening. You have to show me evidence. You can't just tell the opponent to look it up. That's not how debate works. I disagree with you. So you need to present evidence that I am wrong. But then you just say it's fake news. You don't know that. I'm going to Google it right now. I'm going to Google it. You give me a name and I will Google it. And if it is an American citizen who was deported and not fixed, and it was not fixed, I will say, you were right. Trump deported an American. What news do you still use? I go mostly to primary sources. Give me a name. Give me a name. Give me one name. Look up to Americans deported. Nope. Not going to do that. The burden of proof is on you. You have made a claim. I am not required to validate or find evidence for your claim. You are required to find evidence and validate your claim. It's paperwork, Amnat. Come on. Get with it. Get with it. I love you. Give me a name. Give me one name. We'll wait. We'll wait. We've got stuff to do. We've got things we can do. Detentions and deaths of American citizens in the second Trump. Okay, here we go. Here's a link. Let's look it up. Let's copy the link. Let's look it up. We'll look it up. Well, hold on. Your link is a little broken. deaths. Renee Good. She was driving at a federal officer. She was killed in self-defense. That does not count. 43-year-old African-American father named Keith Porter was shot, killed off-duty. Keith Porter was shooting an AR-15 into the air in an apartment complex, and when approached by the off-duty ICE agent and asked to stop, he pointed the AR-15 at the ICE agent, at which point the ICE agent shot him. So that's self-defense. Documented reported deportation, which is unconstitutional. Several U.S. citizens, federal government self-deport. Unclear. 2-year-old child, American citizen, identified only as VML, was deported to Honduras with her mother. Okay, her mother was here illegally, did not have status, and so the choice was for her mom to, okay, this happened, but this is not an American citizen being deported like because they're brown or whatever. This is a baby being sent to the country of its mother because the mother brought it here irresponsibly. 4-year-old cancer patient, 7-year-old sibling. So these are children. Thank you, Jacob, for the super chat. We got nothing but smooth jazz and time. So true. We got nothing but smooth jazz and time. Yeah, this is all just referring to cases where the parents are illegal and the children is sent back with them for the safety of the children. So you didn't want Donald Trump to... Here's the thing, right? Burning slots, you get a choice here, right? There you go. I jumped through your hoops. Thanks for reading. I'm reading it. This is the thing, burning slots. You guys got upset when he started separating children from parents and sending the children to places where they could be in the country legally and taken care of. And now the parents are going back, and he's sending the children back with the parents, and you're upset about that. So you get to pick one. Either the children stay and the parents don't get to, and the parents got to go, or they're separated. Pick one, because you've been upset about both, so you don't get both. You can't be upset about both. You got to pick one. I personally prefer this one. I think it's better for the children to go back with their parents. U.S. citizen born in Stockton, Canada in 1999 was described in news reports being deported twice. Despite his later visiting Mexico on vacation, he was denied re-entry into the United States. Spent 2 weeks under the Bush administration. All right. ICE incorrectly recorded him as a Mexican citizen. A judge permanently corrected his status in 2004, ruling it had been wrongly labeled for deportation. In June 2025, the San Francisco Reporter federal authorities created a new expedited removal paperwork naming Silvestri and published image of DXS form dated 2004 and 2025. The Chronicle published images of the I-20 paperwork proportionation from both outlets. California birth certificate. ICE officials disputed these accounts. ICE later stopped responding. So he hasn't been deported. They just want to deport him because they say his documents are faked. Okay. Born in a refugee camp in Thailand to a father from Laos. Moved to the U.S. where he was granted legal permanent residence before his first birthday. His father obtained U.S. citizenship and gained sole custody of his son. Giving Sina claimed U.S. citizenship under the law, and the fact that in June 2025 was living in Alabama, where she's taken in ICE custody in front of two of sons. He moved to the U.S., granted legal permanent residence before his first birthday. His father obtained U.S. citizenship. During an annual check-in with U.S. immigration authorities, convictions dating 2004 illegal firearms possession. Yeah, so he was deported as a U.S. citizen because his permanent residence is revoked when he commits a firearms crime. All right, I'll click the second link. None of those worked. Let's check the second link. Let's check this second link. You guys want jazz? Should we put jazz on? Let's put some jazz on, dude. You like jazz? Burning Slots, you like jazz? Let's put some jazz on. You like jazz? Trump administration apologized in court for mistaken deportation of a Massachusetts college student who was detained trying to fly home to surprise her family for Thanksgiving, but still argued error should not affect her case. 19-year-old Babson college freshman was detained Boston Airport. Flown to Honduras 2 days, her removal came despite emergency court order directing the government to keep her in Massachusetts or elsewhere in the United States. Family immigrated from Honduras in 2014. Is currently staying with grandparents studying remotely. She is not detained. Was recently visiting El Salvador. Her case court lacks jurisdiction. Filed their actions. This is not citizenship. You're just wrong. She doesn't have citizenship. She came in 2014. Where does it say? Government lawyers said Immigration and Customs Enforcement mistakenly believed the order no longer applied because Lowe had already left Massachusetts. So she was deported on a technicality, but she doesn't have citizenship. This is your best argument, dude? She doesn't have citizenship. I was hoping the government show leniency and bring her back. She doesn't have citizenship. If her lawyer wanted to bring her back, he would just have to prove she has citizenship. She doesn't have citizenship. She's not an American. What are you doing, dude? This is your best bet? This is what you got? This is what you got right now? That's what you got? Then why did they apologize? Did you read the article you just sent me? They apologized because they were not able to remove her at the time because they believed that her deportation, there was a stay of deportation order, which meant they couldn't deport her. But the ICE agent thought that only affected her while she was living in Massachusetts. She left Massachusetts, so they thought the deportation order was no longer in effect. Therefore, they deported her without permission, technically. But that doesn't mean she had citizenship. That just means they didn't technically have the right to deport her as an illegal alien, which she is at the time of her deportation. And the Board of Appeals dismissed their appeal in 2017. Once again, but that is on a legal ground because there was a stay of deportation order, not citizenship. She does not have citizenship. You're wrong about this. Says it right there. I'm control effing citizen. It's not here, dude. The word citizen is not in this article. And it was wrong, so they dismissed it. That doesn't mean she has citizenship. She had a legal right to be here, but not citizenship. The Trump administration revoked her legal right to be here and then made a mistake on when they were allowed to remove her. That is not citizenship. That's a bureaucratic mistake. Further, read this. In declaration filed, ICE officer admitted he did not notify ICE enforcement officers of Port Bell, Texas. Removal mission need to be canceled. He said he believed the judge's order did not apply once Lopez Beloza was. Government maintains her deportation was lawful because an immigration judge ordered removal and her mother in 2016. The board of dismissed their appeal in 2017. The dismissal was against the woman, not the government. You didn't read. You don't know what you're talking about. This article is against the not against the government. She wasn't. The government wasn't dismissed. Her claim was dismissed. Her claim was dismissed. And the prosecutor said she could pursue further appeals. She's not a citizen. You're wrong. Read it again right here, buddy. Read 'em and weep. Hey, Hamar, what's up, dude? Come on, Slots. Let's go. Let's go. What you got? What do you got? Come on, give it to me. Bo Nix is out for the rest of the playoffs? Well, you didn't deserve to win the game. We all saw that catch. We were watching it on Twitter. We saw the clip on Twitter. You guys... The whole judges thing and laws don't matter to you, cool, bro? That's the opposite of what I'm saying. I'm telling you that's what you're saying. The judge says that she did not have a right to be here, and they made a mistake. And even if I said that, still not proof Trump is deporting or putting citizens in camps, so I'm waiting on a name. Or you can say I was wrong. Either one. Your original claim was that Trump was putting citizens in camps. I would like proof of citizens in camps. Whether or not I agree that whether or not a bureaucratic mistake happened to an illegal is irrelevant to citizens in camps. I would like American citizens in camps, please. Please give me proof. We'll wait. Citizens in camps. You know, I don't have to worry about clipping that. I'm sure Ex Cathedra is here. Hello, Ex Cathedra. I know you're here. You want to put Americans in camps? I mean, some of them. The fat ones need to go to fat camp. Come on. Come on, buddy. Come on, little bit. Come on. Show me citizens in camps. We can go back to your Wikipedia article if you want. We've debunked most of these. So this guy had a permanent residence, not a citizen. Not a citizen. Detentions. Yo, they just threw a picture of a Japanese internment camp in here for no reason. I'm seeing no names. "15 elected Democrat Party New York area officials were arrested by ICE. The elected officials, New York State, which holds due to overcrowded, unsanitary conditions in the building crowds. The elected officials, what were they arrested for? They were interfering in federal law enforcement. So we've got 2 links with nothing. Huh. It's... Bro, I don't know. Let's try... I mean, we could try to find him. I was awoken Catholic. Here it is. Bro. Dude. Yo, what the fuck? All right, hey, ex Cathedra, I've been letting you run because I could get you banned. You will take down every video with Paul J. Kim in it, or I will start telling people. Um, I I will start sending every time you've clipped anyone and telling them to copy strike you. I will. You cannot making fun of Paul J. Kim right now. All of them come down in 24 hours, or I'm sending, and you post an apology on your community posts right here. You post an apology, or I'm going to go through your channel and I'm going to send every time you've clipped somebody to them and ask them to copy strike you. I'm not kidding. It comes like 24 hours. 24 hours. Sunday night, Sunday, January 18th at 10 p.m. Every video with Paul J. Kim in it will be down, or I'm going to send it to Brian. I will copy strike all of my videos. I'll text Matt. I'll text John. I'll text these to Matt. I'll text Bug. I'll text Lila's producer. I'll text the New Polity guys. I have all these guys' phone numbers. I will text all of them and get those videos and tell them to copy strike you. And they all will. I'm not fucking around right now. He's not a sede. He's a liberal Catholic who's butthurt about the church teaching more right-wing Catholic things. Make sure to text yourself too. I'll make sure to text me. In fact, I am going to send a message right now. Hold on. All right. Yeah, prayers for Paul J. Kim and his family. The Burning Slots guy left. Wonder why he left. Don't watch any of the hype edit videos. Don't watch any of them. Don't give him the views. Don't give him the views. No, he doesn't claim he's Catholic. He is an ex-Catholic. Okay. We'll be acting in accord with YouTube's guideline after the stream. Everyone should do the same. Yes, I think everyone in chat should act in full accord with YouTube's guidelines. Alrighty. This guy is like, well, we bullied some liberal. We bullied some liberal on Twitch. That was fun. Got through all of our topics tonight. Bummer, evil people exist. Real. Learned more than we wanted to about Sri Handabar. I think that's everything. So, alrighty, boys. 07s. Have a great night. Thank you to everybody who super chatted. Thank you to everybody for watching. Please like the stream. Did you bully RZ yet? I did not bully RZ yet. Did he do something? I was just signing off. Did RZ do something? Nothing. I don't see anything immediately. I'm tired. My tummy hurts. All right. 07s, boys. Send me a link to that guy's channel. Okay. And everyone, be well. Say your prayers. Pray for Ex Cathedra. He's clearly going through, pray for that guy. He's clearly, yeah, pray for that guy. But everybody have a great night.